Hey everyone, I'm back. I know I haven't been here in a long time, and most of the videos that I do now are just altar updates. But that's just kind of how my life has been. I don't really have a lot of time to be alone, to make a lot of videos, or to really advance my craft. But I do regularly update my altar. That is one thing that I do my best to find time for, and since I have a day off of work and school and I have the house to myself, I have made time to do my altar and to make this video. So there is the super first of the month, like full moon, but it's also a blood moon, and I think it's in Leo, correct me if I'm wrong. But it does have a lot to do with change, and in my case, chaos and things just being upheaved. So I figured I don't usually do a lot I don't really do rituals for the full moons. I usually go out and meditate or charge my crystals or take care of my chakras, stuff like that. But I figured since this is a really unique and a really powerful time, I will do a ritual for it. So I'll take you through the altar. Actually, I'll start up here. So, I know the lighting is terrible. There's a little bit better. Okay, so we have my usual, maybe if I go like this. There? Okay. My usual silver candle holder that I always have for the full moon. There are silver pine cones around it, and then there is the bigger one of my selenite spheres. Obviously for dedication to the full moon and the goddess. I have my silver my silver pine tree candles. Down here is clear quartz and tourmaline. And you'll notice I have a lot of black stones on here, mostly for protection stones, just because I feel like, I bumped the altar. Mostly just because I feel like there needs to be a lot of protection stones with this one. So down here in the very center, so up there is the selenite sphere for the full moon, and down here is my tiger's eye sphere, and that's more for the blood moon aspect, because I don't really have a red stone, but tiger's eye is generally the one that I use to represent the sun, and since it does have to do with the sun as to why the moon's turning red, that just kind of fits. So there's the tiger's eye sphere, and then around it, these are actually shungite. And for those of you who don't know about shungite, shungite is a very protective stone. It's a shielding stone. It actually conducts the electrical current in your body. So what you can do is I would show you, but I don't know where it went. If you take a flashlight and you take the bottom off, but leave the batteries in, and you put the shungite to the end of the battery, it will power it, because it will conduct electrical current from your body, and it will power the flashlight, which is really, really cool. It's also been used to purify water systems and stuff like that, so, and I absolutely love it. Like, I was just introduced to shungite this year at the beginning of, well, technically not this year, like at the beginning of 2018 was when I found out about it, and I was like, holy shit, that's like a crazy awesome stone. So I have that on here, and that's what is around here. That's what the black stone is. And then this is actually a piece of raw onyx. Which I like that it's raw, because it's pretty easy to fake onyx if you go to like sketchy places. So like, I don't know. So there's that. There's the ring of protection. And then in here is bismuth. I actually only had one piece of bismuth. This is the same bismuth that I brought from Washington, and it broke. I dropped it off of there. That little shelf from there to there, it's like less than a foot. It fell off of there. Here's a sleeping dog. it fell off of the shelf and it broke in two. And I was like, oh, I didn't know it was that brittle. So I just kind of snapped it, and then I now have it in three pieces, which I actually kind of like. I think it's easier to create crystal grids when you have more than one type of stone. Like when, not more than one type of stone, what am I trying to say? Like, when I have more of one, if you get what I'm saying. Like, there's three pieces now, which I rather have three pieces of it to do a crystal grid than one piece of it to try and do a crystal grid with that. It's just kind of how I prefer. So that's in here because this is a change kind of thing, and bismuth, it's a pure element. It has like just a lot of positivity, a lot of lighter, uplifting kind of energy that I kind of want to bring into this. And then around there is three pieces of moonstone, obviously for the moon. And then down here there is maiden, mother, crone. So it's tree agate, rose quartz, bloodstone, and then another bloodstone. And they're kind of just pointing inwards. And then around the outside, there's smoky quartz, labradorite. This is snowflake obsidian. There's one there, and there's one there. There's a lot of protection stuff going into this. And then, obviously, my selenite sphere there, and my tower there. Candles are silver. He has a sunstone on him. There's her rainbow moonstone on hers. And then I have the Phoenix, which is, it's actually the Tarot Card Death in this deck. But it has a lot to do with, like, burning change. And then there is the moon. And these cards down here is actually the reading that I just got, that I just did. And yeah, that's my altar. I also have this over here. My girlfriend gave this to me for Christmas, the little fountain, because I'm not going to be able to take my altar with me to college. Sadly, there's just absolutely no room in that dorm. My fish tanks are also gone because I'm going away to college and I can't take them with me, and my parents aren't going to remember to feed them every day, so I gave them away to friends. And some of the crystals that I've chosen to, usually I have this one on my altar, like, for almost every, like, all the time, but she's actually going to be charged with the moon, so will these ones, and so will my, crystal skulls that are down here. So, yeah, I don't know if it's just me, or if everybody else is being affected by this, but things are kind of chaotic right now, and, but they'll be okay. Like, I just did my reading. It will be okay. Yeah, I'm actually really, really excited for this. I haven't done a ritual for the moon in a really long time. Actually, I haven't been able to do any rituals in a really long time because it seems that every time I try to plan a celebration, something ends up getting in the way and I end up not being able to do it, and it sucks. So, yeah, I hope all of you are having a wonderful time. I hope all of you will be able to enjoy this event, and love and light. Blessed be.